true. Let's have a look at the Independent for you. Some of the papers this morning. A picture of Justin Welby, who was installed as the Archbishop of Canterbury yesterday. The main story there about the immigration story that Nick Clegg is going to be talking about, getting tough on it and making people pay to get into the country. On the front of the Daily Mail, Nick Clegg again making headlines, but it's actually the radio station that I think gets the best of these headlines. He's done this phone-in, hasn't he? And yesterday he was apparently ambushed on air by a stay-at-home mum, a former barrister, no less, who then said, I feel discriminated against because I don't get tax breaks like working mums.
Yeah, let's have a look at Daily Express. 36 hours of snow and chaos on the way is their headline. We've heard all about that from Richard up in Uttoxeter on the front page of The Sun. Olympic spirit killed by recession. That's Danny Boyle, of course, who was responsible for the Olympic, the kick-off to the Olympics, saying the Olympic spirit is now dead. Is it? Well, we're joined by broadcasters Vicky Beeching and James O'Brien. What's your view, James?
Good morning to you. I see his point, actually. He made this film called Trance during the Olympics, or rather during the run-up. So he was doing 2 or 3 days a week on the ceremony, 2 or 3 days a week on the film. And now the film's come out, obviously he's giving lots of interviews. I was at the premiere on Tuesday and he talked more about the Olympics than he did about the actual film he was trying to promote. And I think there's a sense of not just anticlimax, but also disappointment that wonderful spirit of coming together, of community, of cooperation, of happiness, of pride, of patriotism has not really lasted any longer than the summer did.
Well, the weather and having no cash in your pocket doesn't help,
people are more concerned about their jobs and their future.
But there's that side of it, but there's also the slightly nastier side of it as well, where we haven't taken long to return to sniping at each other for being on benefits or being an immigrant or being of a slightly different background. And the Olympics, for that, certainly that opening ceremony, really felt like the future.
Vicky, what do you got?
So the government are reporting that more checks are actually needed for mums to make sure that they are not suffering from postnatal depression. And I think this is brilliant because I think being a mum must be so difficult. I haven't done it, but my sister has. And apparently at the moment you get checks up to 6 weeks afterwards, but the government are actually saying that after that women are kind of left often to adapt to such a major transition on their own.
8 months into the job.
Well, the thing is, you are left for a little while, but the health visitor does visit you, and mine did visit.
Did she?
And I thought in my head, I think she's coming to check up that I'm coping.
Yes.
And I don't know whether it's just area by area, it differs.
Yeah, I think it does differ. They're saying a lot of people are actually left alone
after 6 weeks. And if you haven't got family
weeks.
support, it can be very isolating,
It's the weirdest thing when you think about it. When you bring your firstborn back from the hospital and you close the front door behind you and you've got this thing in your arms and you just, whoa, whoa,
you know, whoa! There's no instruction manual.
People do it, and people do it well for thousands of years, and it's just instinct, isn't it?
You're absolutely right, it is.
I love the thought of more support, and they said that it really could help mothers and children connect.
Sorry, my favourite story of the day, kids' perceptions of Easter.
Staying with children. A quarter of our children think Easter commemorates the invention of chocolate.
Oh, that's just incredible, isn't it?
A few more think that it's a celebration of the Easter Bunny's birthday. 1 in 2, 2 in 10, so 1 in 5 say that their children understand that it marks the resurrection of Jesus. I don't want to sound like a sort of colonel from the Shires, but what on earth do they do in religious instruction classes these days?
In schools
if they don't get taught
they taught all the different faith perspectives.
Well, clearly not very well.
Last quickie is a reassurance to all of us from a new survey that embarrassing moments happen to everyone. Apparently, on average, 7 times a week is, somebody's cringeworthy experience happens, and 3 times more likely for women than men, which I'm not totally sure about. But if you walk face first into lampposts, you're not alone, because apparently that's among the top offences.
What's an embarrassing moment?
Oh, I sent a text to someone about them.
Oh, well,
and I saw them answer the phone, and I was like, please don't, and then I had to apologize. It was awful. Anyway.
Finishing up naked outside a hotel bedroom at 5 o'clock in the morning. Not good. Enough detail.
We've got time for this. Hang on, let's cancel it.
No
story.
Get in touch with us either through email, Twitter or Facebook if you have an embarrassing moment you can tell us about.
You can, if you're over 18, text it on 67890. Text costs 25 pence plus your standard network charge. And if you know that story, you were in that hotel corridor.
The likes of him have printed in the past.
Really? Yes. Archives, please. Thanks very much. Get your comments in before 8.
27 minutes past 6. Here's Laura with some wet, windy and snowy weather.